Hi Stampers, welcome to my weekly live video. I'm Nancy from stampandshout.com and I'm here every Tuesday at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. So if you're not a subscriber or you're new, please click subscribe and then click the notification bell. Then whenever I go live, you will get a little bit of a notification so you'll know to tune in. Like I said, I'm here every Tuesday. And whether you're watching me live or if you're watching me on the replay, go ahead and type in your comments and ask your questions, and I will be sure to reply. Okay, well, let's get started. This week, I'm sharing some tips and ideas and a couple of cards for using the Ringed in Nature bundle. So this set is really cool. It's got a lot of images and it's got a lot of sentiment, so it's all occasion. And I like the fonts, and it's just really a fun set. But what's really cool is, of course, it comes as a bundle. Not all stamp sets do come as a bundle, but this one comes as a bundle. And what's cool about it is it has these unique dies, which we're going to talk about, and it comes with the embossing folder, so you get both. So sometimes, you just get one or the other, but with this bundle, you get all three items. And these dies are really cool. And so is the embossing folder. So we're going to talk about all that. But what's really cool about this too is for a limited time, just during celebration, you can get coordinating paper for this stamp set. And I'm going to show you a few pieces of that paper tonight in our cards. But let me just show you really quick. And it's 12 by 12. Look at the birds. They're just beautiful. We're using that tonight. And it's got autumn, and it's got smooshy designers, so it doesn't have to be for any specific occasion. That could be for anything. Anyway, and this one here, you can actually use the dies and cut out these little tree rings. So this paper is free with a qualifying purchase during celebration. And just let me show you real quick, just so you know. It's on page 6 and 7. So this is the designer series paper, and it's free. You get to choose it. Of course, you can choose anything you want with a $50 purchase. And I'm just mentioning this because celebration is almost over. So if you see something that you like, if you're making a purchase, you might as well get something for free out of celebration. Again, it's only till August 31st. So I just wanted to mention that. Okay, so back to this bundle. I guess if I were to describe this bundle, I would say it has it all. And I really like stamping with these little images, and we're going to do that tonight, and I'm going to show you a couple others. So hopefully you get some tips with that. But yeah, I definitely think it has it all. Oh, I'm also using the Festive Pearls. So these are darling because, let me see if I can slide this out of the little envelope. There we go. So you've got red, silver, gold, and this little color here, I'm not sure what it is. It kind of looks like a light blue. But anyways, these are really nice for embellishing your cards and projects, and we're going to use these tonight. So without further ado, oh, one more thing. I am using the word grateful, which is in the Painted Pheasant stamp set. So haven't used this too much yet, but I am using that word. And let me show you the cards. So again, if you're watching me, please say hi. Let me know where you're from. And let me know what you think about the cards as we're going along. And of course, any questions. So here is our first card. So it's made with the tree rings, but I made it into a little pumpkin. So it could be a nice little autumn card or a Thanksgiving card. And I just stamped my teeny tiny Happy Thanksgiving. I don't have a lot of Happy Thanksgiving stamps, but this is an older one that I have. It's discontinued, but I thought it works. And then this one, this is showing off that pretty designer series paper. So we're going to make this one. And inside I left it blank, but I did do a little flower stamping. So that's one of the stamps I was talking about. So let's make this one first. And let me bring in my supplies. Hi, Anne. Welcome. Glad to see you here. Okay, so supplies. We are using a soft suede card base. That's 11 by 4 1/4, and it's scored at 5 1/2. I have for the matte Pear Pizzazz. So I have one for the front and the inside, and that is 5 1/4 by 4. And then I have white for my card, my main card piece that is 5 by 3 3/4. And the front piece, I went ahead and I ran it through the embossing folder to give it some texture. That's the Timber 3D embossing folder. And I have a piece of that Designer Series paper that is 2.5 by 3 3/4. And then I also have one other mat. I actually didn't bring all my notes for the sizes. It's 2.5 by 4. And then I have a white piece that is 2 3/8 by 3 3/4. So I will have the dimensions for any of these projects on my blog later on tonight or tomorrow, stampinshout.com. So if I forget to tell you something, or the size or the color, it'll be there for these 2 cards that I'm making here. So let's see, let's get started. Okay, so I can go ahead and take my card base and go ahead and glue the mat to it. Ooh, a lot of glue just came out of here. Hang on. Brand new glue tube. That's always fun to start off the evening. Sticky fingers. Oops. Yeah, definitely coming out fast. All right, so I am going to dab this extra glue right there on my silicone mat. You guys can't see it, but that's what I am doing. Get some of that excess glue off, and I'm going to put this right on the front of my card, right in the center. So you can see I have a little bit of that soft suede cardstock showing. Then I can go ahead and put my embossed piece on. We'll put that right in the center, so we'll see a little bit of that Pear Pizzazz cardstock behind it. And we can go ahead and lay this on right in the center. That pretty paper, love it. Yeah, I can't wait to show you these dies and what they can do. I'm going to show you that in a second. Oh, guess who's in here with me? Shh. That's Henry, my crafting friend. And then I'm going to go ahead and attach these 2 pieces, and then we'll get to making that pretty pumpkin. I like when you can use dies in different ways, you know. I'm sure they were intended to be tree slices, which they are for my pumpkin, but they're more of a pumpkin than a tree slice, I guess. So there, we have that piece glued on. Now for the pumpkin, let me show you really quick what these dies do. So you can either just use the embossing folder on your piece of cardstock. So I just ran it through. You can use whatever side you like. I think this would be the side. It's a little bit more pronounced around the edge. So you can just emboss only, or you can bring in this die. Oh, that's not how you do it. You take your embossing folder. I'm going to show you guys how to do this in more in-depth on another video on Thursday, and you would lay your cardstock down, and then you lay your die on top of it like that, and you run it through your cutting machine. And when you lay this down, it just fits perfectly. It kind of actually falls right into place. See how it's not moving? So it falls right into place. You lay your cardstock down, close it up, and put it through your cutting machine, and it ends up like this with all of your separate pieces. So that's what I did tonight, and I have one of the tree slices that I cut out in soft suede. Then what you do is you can take, let me put this back so you can see the difference. So here's the larger piece that cuts out all of the tree slices, and then you can cut out smaller ones. So after you run it through the embossing folder, you can actually lay this down and cut out smaller ones, which is what I did for the pumpkin. So I have the smaller piece there, okay? Then I want to show you one other thing before we go with our cards for the night. I just want to show you really quick how these dies work But like I said, on Thursday, which is the day I do my tips and techniques, I'll go through it a little bit slower so you can actually see. Instead of making a card, we'll actually just talk about how these dies and the embossing folder work. But if you were to cut something out like this, you could lay it on your card and then you could stamp. So you can see here, I just quickly stamped a few of the stamps. I wanted you to see how they all work, the house and the little circles with the little heart and the little plants. I don't know what kind of little plants those are, kind of mushroomy. And then the little sentiment. And this sentiment, love and warmth, really is growing on me. I'm using it a lot lately. So that's the quick part. Now let's get back to our card. So I already have that piece cut out. And I also cut this, the smaller piece. So I'm just going to glue those two together. And when you have the smaller piece, you'll be able to see that they do kind of line up perfectly. There's little notches in here. And so you can see how to line them up. I don't know that that would really matter if you didn't line them up correctly, but it's nice that they fall into place just so. Kind of just lay right in there like that. Okay, so that's going to be my pumpkin. And then I did cut out all of my little leaves from the die set. I'm just looking for the trunk. So if you look at this die set, that piece right there cut out what I'm calling my jack-o'-lantern, the little stem. So I am just going to glue this on. Actually, I have some glue on my silicone mat. So we have our kind of an oblong pumpkin. And let's see, I'm going to go ahead and put this piece on with dimensionals. I'm just debating if I want to trim that. I kind of put that one piece on a little crooked. There we go. So yeah, at the end of my video, I have a couple other cards besides the ones we're making I want to show you, give you some more ideas what you can do. And then I'm going to have my little mystery question. And that you can win one of these cards. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and pop him up. And this is kind of a thick piece of cardstock. It's doubled and it's textured, so I'm going to put 4 dimensionals on there so it doesn't sag. And we're going to put that right about there. And then, like I said, I cut out a bunch of leaves and I punched them out in pear pizzazz and soft suede and gold. So I'm just going to go ahead and adhere these with a little bit of glue. So I'm putting the colored cardstock on first, and then I'm going to put the gold on top. I'm just looking closely. If I can see, there is a right and a wrong side, so I want to make sure I glue the wrong side so the little veins of the leaves actually show. And we'll put this in here too, I think. We'll put this over here. Yep, we're going to put that there. And we'll put a long stem on the other side. And then we'll put some gold ones on there. Ooh, a lot of glue. Brand new glue bottle. And then we got these little berries, and all of these dies are in this set. So I'm just going to dab some glue on there and get the excess off by touching my silicone mat. That's this right here. And then I got my little bow, and then we have to do the sentiment. So I made a bow out of the linen thread. I made a double bow. Made that ahead of time. Just going to put that on with a glue dot, right? Whoops, my glue dot stuck to my finger. Like that. And I have a couple of small scraps here that we're going to stamp the sentiment on. So let me bring that in, and I'll do that in early espresso. So this is about probably a 1/2 inch wide, and I'm going to cut it down. Let me try one more time. A little bit crooked, but either way it's going to work. I'm going to use this one. So then I have another piece for the back. I'm just going to bring in my paper snips, and I'll angle that like that. And I'm going to angle this one like that. And I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. So I am just fitting this together like that. Since it's short, I'm not too worried about, having to do it on a cutting machine or anything like that. I think I can cut that. Whoops, I did want to check this out for length. And that is going to go, what if I want that to go down here? No, I want it to go up here. So I am just going to glue that, whoops, heavy glue tonight, onto that pumpkin. And I'm going to bring in a few of these pretty festive pearls. And I think I'm going to take a piece, I'm going to take a dimensional, and I'm going to lift it at that end because it's going to drag a little bit there. It's going to want to flop down. So I can get the backing off. Put a little dimensional right there to help support it. And then for the inside, I'm going to bring back in my Pear Pizzazz mat, and I'm going to go ahead and glue that to the inside. What else did I do here? I had a strip I thought cut. I wanted to lay that on the inside. Oh, here it is. So I have a little bit of that Designer Series paper. First, I'm going to lay this white piece down. And if I was stamping this, I would stamp it first before gluing it down. But I'm not sure. I'm going to wait and see what I'm going to stamp inside here. Then I'm going to go ahead and lay this piece down. Put some glue on here. So we just cut a little tiny strip. It's about 3/8 of an inch. And I'm going to put that right there. And there's your first card for tonight. So there we go. This one I already stamped a Happy Thanksgiving. But this one I'm going to wait and see. I got a lot of stamps to choose from. Could just be as simple as thinking from you, thinking of you, or that love and warmth. Not sure yet. Going to wait and see. Next, whoops, my glue. Next, we're going to make this card. And this is using that pretty designer series paper, the one I told you that is free during celebration if that's what you choose to get when you make a purchase. There's so many cute little things in that celebration catalog, it's hard to decide, but anyway, I'm sure you'll figure it out. But that's really a good purchase. It's got some really pretty paper in there. Okay, so for this one, soft suede, 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2, so it's going to open like that. Inside I have a stamping piece of white, and on the front I have my matte piece in white, and I have another piece. This is going to be my support for all of these pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and do the simple stuff first. I'm going to go ahead and lay this matte piece down. Get some of that extra glue off. And lay that right down there. That's 5 1/4 by 4. And then this one is 5 by 3 3/4. And I'm going to use that. I didn't do that on here. This one I just went ahead and laid these pieces on the front of my card. But this one I'm going to go ahead and use that white piece. And it's just going to help line it up a little bit easier. Make sure they're all lined up the same. So I'm going to put this balmy blue piece right to the edge. And again, I'm going to have all of these sizes listed on my blog, stampinshout.com. So if I forget to tell you something, and honestly, I'd have to measure these all again. And that was the hardest part about making this card, was figuring out the exact sizes that I wanted. Because I wanted to make them as big as possible, because I wanted to show that paper off. But of course, your card's only so big. And then this one's going to go in the top corner. I started off doing little squares with that pretty bird paper, but I thought, oh my gosh, that paper is so beautiful. I didn't want to cut it up any smaller. So I did that long strip there. So see, that helped me get it all nice and even. So then I took a strip of that designer series paper. Look how pretty it is on the other side. We're going to lay this down right in the center of this balmy blue. And then this is one of the designer series paper. Oh, I dropped something. I didn't want my doggy to eat it. This is my hair tie. He was playing with it. Anyway, that's a house that I cut out of that designer series paper. And I'm just going to glue that right at the bottom. You could also stamp a house. I showed you that this set does come with a house that you can stamp. So once that paper is gone, you can stamp your houses. That's going to go there. And then this one I'm going to stamp on. So let me bring in the early espresso. And the stamp set I'm using is Love and Warmth. And then I'm going to use mint macaron. Let me close this up. And I'm going to stamp over this. And a scrap piece of paper. Or actually, I can use the one right there. I'm going to stamp off just so it's, I'm not going to stamp off. I'm going to use the full strength. I was going to stamp off so you could see it through the words, but I think it's going to be fine. Just looking where I want to position it. Ooh, I could have stamped off. What do you think? Maybe what do you think? Stamp off? Let's see. I think I'm going to do it over. Should always go with my first instinct, like I did there. So whoop, let me stamp my words first. Bring back in the early espresso. And now, close all these stamp pads up. The mint macaron for the leaves, stamp off. That's better. And then Daffodil Delight. And I'm going to stamp off on this also. Let me show you. Yeah, that's too bold. It's just supposed to be really faint. Just like that. So you can see the words and the pretty font. And so we're going to put this right in that top corner. So yeah, this stamp set, anniversary cards, new home, get well soon, thinking of you, Merry Christmas, just for you, lots of good choices there. So that is the front of our card. I'm going to put a couple little festive pearls on this one. Oh, I love this card. It's so pretty. That paper is just beautiful. Okay, so now I can use these pretty little, I guess they're like a balmy blue. And on here I kind of made them one in each corner, but I think I'm just going to put one here and there, not make it so even. Oh, that's so pretty. Okay, then for the inside, what did I do on the inside? I think I just stamped another flower. This one I won't stamp off because it's not going to be covering anything up. I'm just looking. What did I do? Yep. Just want to make sure that I have the right one. Okay, so mint macaron. And we're almost done with our second card, ladies. But make sure you stick around. I want to show you a couple other cards. And of course, I got my little mystery question. So I'm going to line this up. And you can line it up. There's little dots that go right in the center of those flowers. So pretty. Isn't that gorgeous? I get so excited after I stamp something that's pretty. I don't know. I've been doing this for years. Still love it. Oh, I'm so glad you guys are here with me tonight. I hope you like the cards. Like I said, I got a couple more cards. Then on Friday, I have my fast and my fancy card. So that's on my Facebook page. I do a fast card in the morning, which is kind of just an easy, quick card. And then I embellish it up a little bit and make it prettier. And I post that one too. Okay, so here we go. Here's your cards for the evening. These two. Pretty. This would be nice. Oh, like I said, any occasion, it's going to be beautiful. And then our pretty pumpkin. I love this one. This one's so pretty. The paper just adds just a little bit. I like that a lot. So let me show you. I mentioned anniversary. Well, I'm not done with this one, obviously, because all I have is my little tree sliver, my tree slice, and I'm going to make an anniversary card for my husband and I. And I did this with that Alpha Best stamp set to make the little letters. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet, but this is just a work in process. So I will show it to you when I'm done. Not much to see there. Okay, here is a Christmas card. So it has the little flip back. So this shows that side of the paper, and then I flipped it back for the other side, and there's the little tree ring, and I stamped that flower. And then inside you have that beautiful font, Merry Christmas, and then another strip of that paper. This is, what color is that? That is Evening Evergreen, so it's a really deep green. And I picked all the colors from that designer series paper. It tells you right on the back what colors are in there. So it had the Petal Pink and the Poppy Parade and the Evening Evergreen. So that's how I chose those colors. And then this one's kind of similar to this one, but I just wanted to put the love and warmth right on the pumpkin like that. So I stamped it, and then I cut it out, embossed it and cut it out at the same time. And of course, got two little tiny gold bows on that one. So anyway, those are the cards that I made so far, and I hope you like them. And let's see, mystery question. I know you're all waiting for that. Let's see. What words did I use to describe this stamping bundle? And whoever puts that in the comments first, I will send them my love and warmth card. And you can go ahead and write whatever you'd like in there. Or if you have the stamp set, you could use one of those stamps that are in there. Again, if you like tonight's projects and you want them delivered right to your house for free, all you have to do is place an online order with me by Saturday, and you'll get them in the mail for me. There's the information, and I will have all that again on my blog. Let me see if we have any questions so far. Let's see what we have. Someone from this. Oh, somebody said my video must have froze. Hopefully it's back and I'm not talking to myself. Well, anyways, thank you, God. Thank you for joining me. Someone said they like the blue one the best. I love your comments. Thank you so much. I will see you Thursday with a tip or a technique, and Fast Friday, and that is on my Facebook page. So if you have any questions, go ahead and ask or visit my blog, and I have all that information there. Thanks a lot, guys. Don't be shy. Stamp and shout.